Hello everyone and welcome back to Breathing Positivity's Daily Tip Explainer video. Today's tip, what's your game plan? As we know, any game without a plan can leave you stranded in the field. We need to have a plan to stay in the game to come out a winner. As business owners, we are the star player of our team. And when it's any crunch game, everyone wants to see the star player in action and perform for the audience. After all, it is the star player that knows the game best. As business owners, we need to get ourselves out there and show our support to the rest of our team and make sure we entertain our audience, which is our customers, in a way that makes them want to buy the next game ticket and watch us in action again. What do I mean by this? Well, as business owners, now is the time to be out in front, edging our team on and making sure we have the right plays in our playbook to play a winning game. Each step of the game requires us to define a particular success level. For example, when Muhammad Ali was boxing, his game plan was to tire the opponent out and finish him in the last round. And that took a lot of mental and physical strength, which did not only come from the plan, but more importantly, the preparation and training before the game. Most of us have been in lockdown for quite some time, and many of us are still in some sort of phased lockdown. While we're experiencing this downtime, now is the perfect time to start training, preparing, and putting a plan together for a winning game. A winning game plan needs us to know where we want to be at each part of the game, and this requires us to plan for several aspects. Part of the preparation requires us to understand our opponent, the competitors, know who they are and what are their strengths and their weaknesses. Having worked with many businesses, I find it interesting that only a few owners actually take the time to understand their competitive landscape. And I'm not just referring to knowing what your competitors' prices are, where they're located, but truly understanding them and knowing what makes them tick. This allows us to know exactly when we want to play which play. When exactly do we want to throw those jabs or those hooks or the knockout punch? What will cause them to be fatigued and what does that actually look like? Everyone has weaknesses and so do we. Knowing our weaknesses allows us to focus our training and preparation on strengthening them, or at least being able to defend or protect them with our strengths. Many of us look for the perfect conditions for a winning game, but how many of us have seen many games been won in the worst conditions, and sometimes, well, a lot of times, we've seen the underdog coming out on top. And that is not based on how much resources we have, but rather how effectively and efficiently we can use those resources. And this is very much dependent on our mindset. Simon Sinek, a great mind and motivational speaker of our time, in one of his most famous talks, How Great Leaders Inspire Action, makes a profound comment. Most of us believe that we need the right market conditions, or the right amount of capital, or the right people for us to have a winning product or business. But the reality is that success is always defined by the determination and true grit of the visionary, of us, the business owners. Game plans might not always work, but they get us going in the right direction. A great game plan needs to be flexible and agile so that we can fly like the butterfly and sting like a bee, said Muhammad Ali. In the 70s, Sean Carter was raised by a single mother in very difficult conditions in a very rough neighborhood. Living conditions were not great and crime was a norm. Growing up, he decided to sell drugs to make some money. However, he soon realized that this lifestyle was not for him, and he figured out he was great at creating lyrics and decided to go into music. Thus, Sean Carter was reborn into what we know him today as Jay-Z. Using his talent for writing lyrics and rhymes as the basis of his game plan, he started developing and tweaking how he positioned himself, facing many obstacles, tackles, and tough conditions until 1998 when he released the song Hard Knock Life, which sprung him into the winning yard. True grit and determination is what made him the first rap artist billionaire. Our determination to want to succeed will allow us to truly find the creativity we need to come up with to have a great winning game plan. And that will allow us to stay relevant, survive, and thrive.